What is up, ladies and gentlemen? We are here recording another podcast episode for Next Success. I'm Skylar Beitendorp.
And I'm Adam Bastian.
And today we are going to talk about friends. And before we get into it, I just want to emphasize to you guys that every episode we do, everything we talk about, a lot of these are just our opinions based off of things we've learned through life experience and listen to other stories as well. And so they're not necessarily fact or scientific in any way. They could be, I don't know, but this is us, and authentic.
And we're learning along the way too. So, we won't have everything perfect, and we don't expect that. We're doing this mostly because we want to grow as people and touch people's lives. And we feel like this would be a good way for both of us to do that. So we hope you guys enjoy it just as much as we love talking about it.
Yeah, that's 100% why I want to do it, is to grow myself and expand myself. And literally, we could do another episode. Like today we're talking about friends, but we could do another one like a couple years from now. And I might disagree with some things I say today.
Oh, yeah, totally.
So, yeah, we'll definitely grow and evolve through this. But
yeah, there's things I've said like a year ago. And I'm like, I've written down, and I'm like, yo.
Even just opinions on things. I'm like, this is how life is. And then now I'm like, Skylar, you did not know anything.
I was like, you were whack, bro.
Yeah. Or like, remember being 18, you're like, hey, I know everything.
Yeah.
I'm ready to go out and conquer the world. I'm going to go to college.
No, that obviously didn't happen.
Yeah, but
one day, but not at 18 like I thought.
Yeah, well, I was telling one of my friends a couple weeks ago. They were like, man, I have a lot of life experience. And they were pretty young. I was like, dude, there's a difference between life experience and life experiences.
Yeah. I feel like the older I get, the more I know, the less I know,
Right.
And I'm like I was telling somebody a couple weeks ago, I was like, I felt more like an adult at 18 than I do now 5 years later,
Yeah, I think there's a lot of also power that comes with like just knowing that you don't know everything. Like you don't know what you don't know. And just having that growth mindset, knowing there's always something.
Yeah, man.
More.
Life is a party.
Yeah.
Life is a straight up party.
Life is. I love life right now. It's great. Anyways, yeah, talking about friends. And so we decided we want to start out with the definition. I feel like that's a good way to start. So the Google definition is a person of whom one knows and with whom one has a bond of mutual affection, typically exclusive of sexual or family relations. And that's a good one. But Adam pulled up a better definition.
Yeah, I went to our one and only #1 fan of Urban Dictionary, and this is what it said. It says, a friend is someone who you love and who loves you, someone who you respect and who respects you, someone whom you trust and who trusts you. A friend is honest and makes you want to be honest too. A friend is loyal. It's pretty cut and dry.
Yeah, that's amazing. I like that definition.
It's a good old Urban Dictionary, not messing that definition up.
Yeah.
But they have other ones too, and this one's kind of wild. It says, a friend, the thing you don't have.
What? The thing you don't have.
It says, I have
really
friends.
Positive.
All I need is my mom and my dog, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Friends are people, at least to me. Like a dog can be a friend, but they will never connect with you on an emotional level that a human being can.
Yeah. Well, here's
friends
another...
dogs are great though.
Yeah, dogs are super great.
Well,
here's another definition. It says a person who would never intentionally hurt you, lie to you, deceive you, manipulate you, abuse you, and who takes great care to be kind to you, honest with you, dependable and loyal, someone who you trust without question because they have never given you any reason not to trust them, someone you enjoy being around and look forward to seeing, someone who would sacrifice themselves for you.
Okay, I really liked the whole thing. I really enjoyed the beginning part because it said someone who will not intentionally hurt you, and I think it's good to keep in mind that friends are not perfect. None of us are perfect. And if a friend hurts you, it doesn't mean they're not your friend and or that they're not there for you or whatever you want to say. So there's a lot of forgiveness and I don't know, grace that needs to come with just having friends in general. But if someone hurts you, it doesn't mean they're your enemy or anything.
Yeah.
Because I feel like most of the time people get hurt it's not intentional, even though there could be things that they could have done to avoid it, but very few times
Yeah.
people are intentional about hurting you.
Yeah. I don't know. I agree with that completely. I think like a true friend would never do those things to you. Because if you know, in the long run, that's who you want around you, right? Like you want people that will lift you up and
Mhm.
like keep you going forward. And if you don't have those people around you, like it's hard.
Yeah.
It's hard to go at life alone. It's hard to do anything alone. It's easier to have someone right beside you or a group of people with you doing it together.
Yeah, it's always easier to do something like with someone else, like especially for
Mhm.
the first time.
What's like that saying, many hands make light work?
Yeah. Or a saying I heard from a really cool guy. He said, if you want to go far, if you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, go together.
Oh, who said that?
Yeah, that was Adam, by the way.
Wild. I read it from I don't know what I read it from.
Yeah.
Like an African
I was like,
proverb or something.
that was good. I think there's a lot of power in like doing things with your friends and like having someone there. There's also power in, doing things on your own, but everything's more fun with friends.
I agree. Makes it easier.
Makes it easier.
Even when you like make a mistake and do something, just you know, like you have somebody there
Yeah.
to kind of go through it together. And it's a lot more bearable to go through pain with somebody else than to go through pain alone.
Yeah.
Because at least you know that someone's experiencing the same thing that you're experiencing. You know?
Well, yeah, and like
I
anytime
never thought about that before, but
yeah, I've shared like things with my friends that are a little tough for me to share. And then a lot of times they'll be like, dude, I went through that same thing a year ago, or I'm currently going through that, or that sounds hard. I haven't done that, but so and so I know has, and they did, like I feel like they, once I tell a friend something like that, they're the kind of person that does help like walk with me through that struggle, or at least is there to listen.
maybe I don't know. Maybe that's how we make friends. Is like vulnerability. You know, like I guess isn't it, I don't know.
Yeah, I think that's how you
Yeah.
create like I think there's different levels to friendship, and that's how you get like the really deep level of friendship is you are vulnerable and they know like everything about you. Cuz like I think time does play a part in it, but if like I have a friend I've only known for I think 2 years, and after knowing him for 3 days, I considered him one of my best friends cuz I shared almost everything about my life with him,
Mhm.
and he shared the same with me. And like after that, I was like, "Holy crap, this is so weird!" Like, I've known this guy for 3 days. And I'm like, he's super cool, and
Feel like you've
yeah,
known him a lifetime.
yeah, we just
Yeah.
like bonded really fast because there was a lot of vulnerability there.
Yeah. I think. Yeah. I think we're lucky to get like 2 or 3 people like that our whole life.
Yeah,
You know.
I think we can create more friendships like that as long as we're willing to be vulnerable. Because I think like anytime I've gone one level deeper, like just being a little more vulnerable,
Mm-hmm.
people are open up a little more about themselves. But like I feel like for me, like I don't really feel safe to share certain things until someone else is
Right.
sharing that. I don't know, maybe it's the same experience or something different. It's like, oh, I can share what I've done or what I'm going through, and there's no judgment because they just shared it. I don't know. It makes it a
Yeah.
little safer.
You know what I say? I've been saying this for a while, and I kind of get it's like a little pep talk to me when I'm like trying to get something, or like, but I'm always like, to get a little, you have to give a little, you
Yeah.
know? And it's
Mhm.
like, so I say that to myself a lot, just in the most minute situations. I feel like just, like, I don't know. I feel like a lot of us are we just want people to kind of hand it to us,
Mhm.
or we're just like, well, they should give us compassion, or they should help us out, or they should do this for us just because I'm a human being.
Yeah.
And yes, like I think in some cases that's true, but I think in most cases, and if not all cases, like you've got to be willing to give something to get something.
You do.
Like you can't nothing nothing's free,
Mm-mm.
you know?
Yeah.
Like I don't know.
Yeah, like I feel like in my friendships, I would love more vulnerability from them. I'd love to know like deeper, like what makes them tick, what are their struggles, what are their insecurities, and like because I don't know, I like connecting with people. I like going a little deeper than just like surface level friendships.
Right.
And if I want to have that, I need to be that.
Right.
And I think that's with anything in life. Like if you want to have something, you better be willing to step up or level up to have that kind of relationship with someone
Yeah.
else.
And it's hard.
Yeah, it's hard. It's tough being vulnerable. That's for sure.
Yeah, it's hard to do that. So, but I think once we step out of that mindset or that way of thinking or way of action is when things start to change, and is when I've started to get friends like that. Like, I mean, I don't know, probably, I don't know, probably like a year ago, I was going through some really hard things, and I was like alone. Like, I was going through the police academy, and I started struggling with some things, and wasn't really sure what to do. I was stressed out because I wanted to graduate. I wanted to like go out with friends. I wanted to, have time to myself, but I was too stressed and like kind of just like encumbered by everything going on in my life. And I really felt like I was alone because I was like, I feel like nobody really understands. And I realized that nobody understands. Well, nobody understood me because I never told them. I never gave them a chance to understand.
Yeah.
And but I remember I was sitting in my car. I have a really good friend that went through the police academy with me, and we were sitting in his car one day, and he just asked me how I was doing, and I was like, not good. I was like, I'm having a hard time, and I was just started telling him this stuff, and I was like, I don't expect. I was like, I don't know. I was like, I don't really expect you to really do much to change it, but I was like, I just feel like you need to understand, like, and I don't know. And he was able to talk to me, and he wasn't judgmental about anything that I was going through, and that was really nice, and he understood almost exactly what was happening. And he's like, it's okay. He's like, you'll get through it. He's like, but you got to remember, like, you got to do this and this. Like, you can't disregard these things that you're not doing. And I was disregarding them because I didn't want to do them. But he really shed some light on my situation and motivated me to go out and do those things I really didn't want to do. And he was like pulling me out of my house when I didn't want to leave, like after work, after the academy. He's like, well, it's Wednesday night. You know what happens on Wednesday? I was like, yeah. He's like, I'll pick you up in 10 minutes. I was like, okay. and that I mean, that honestly changed me for like last year. And because he didn't even ask, he just came and did it.
That's awesome.
And I didn't think I wanted it, but I really did. Every week, every day, he picked me up. It was easy. It was easy to do something that was hard because he was willing to help me.
Sounds like a real friend.
Yeah, he's a beast.
Yeah, sounds like it. That's a good guy to have in your life.
Yeah.
And like, I think that's also when you
Now he's married, but
Oh yeah, good for him.
yeah.
I think that's also when you're vulnerable and you tell people the truth. I think that is really when you find out if they're your friend or if they're just there for the good times. Because I don't know, it's never fun listening to someone's like struggles and I don't know just what they're going through. But I don't know if they're my real friend and I like want them to see them win and I don't know just to be a part of my life. Like I'm gonna be there through the fun times when we're laughing, and then also the hard times. Because I feel like I've shared things with some people, and then I don't really talk to them ever again. They're just like, oh, I can't handle this. I don't really like, they're just there to laugh, and laugh in a good way, not laughing at me, but they're just there to have fun, like have a fun friend, not to really go deep and I don't know, just have that extra level.
Well, like you said,
friendship.
I think there's levels to it.
Mm-hmm.
I think there's some people, I don't know, everybody's different, but there's some people I will never go that deep,
Yeah.
And it's like I'll never go that deep with a friendship with them. Not because I don't like them, but because I know I don't want it, like maybe they act a certain way that I don't like, or they have a certain attitude or, there's somebody I don't want to be around all the time.
Yeah.
And it's like, I don't know. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does. It sounds like what you're saying is don't just like don't be vulnerable with someone just to see if they're your friend. Like kind of be picky about who you open up to and be friends with, because
Yeah, you got to be super picky.
yeah, do people you trust, yeah, and because I feel like I don't know, like if you want to become better friends with someone without spilling everything, just go one level deeper and just share a little bit and see if they reciprocate it, if they're like there for that, whatnot. But um, just had a brain fart, so I don't know what you got.
No, you're good. You're good. No,
uh,
I was just thinking about another friend that I had that I'd never. The first time I saw him, oh, you know Micah.
yeah,
Yeah, the first time I saw him, he yeah, I was like, man, this guy's a chump. I was like, man, walks like chest puffed out. He's nothing. Like I was like, he thinks he's the coolest guy on the planet. And I really like I my first impression of him was not good. And I just like anyway, I just didn't like him at
Mhm.
all. And but then I got to know him and like he invited me out to go hang out with him and his cousins. And they were so fun. Like we went out to like a Ninja Warrior gym just because.
Cool.
And I met like him and all of his cousins in like a different way than I ever have. And like they were like ridiculous. Like they were so fun and goofy and like stupid, but like my level of stupid, you know? And it was like and then I was like I found myself thinking, I was like, I didn't even know him and I was like judging him based off his appearance and like the way that he talked. And he's nothing like that. And what's funny is you talk to him about him meeting me. He thought the same exact thing about me.
Isn't that funny?
And now we're really good friends, and like we'll call each other like he called me today, and just to chit chat and to invite me out to something. And I don't know. And I think back to that, and I was like, I don't know. We were so critical about each other, our first impressions and first meeting each other, that we weren't even going to give it a chance. But for some reason, we did anyway, and it like we were completely wrong about each other, like 100%.
I like that. Yeah, don't judge people before you actually get to know them, like personally, which like does not include watching them interact with other people, because that might be completely different
Yeah.
than how they are with you. So yeah, I like that. I think that's good. And I feel like that could be a whole nother topic, is judging and how fast people judge. And
Oh yeah, for sure.
like, man, just get to know someone.
That's such a hard subject.
Yeah. Because like whether we like it or not, people are going to judge us based off like our appearance, how we walk, how we talk. They're going to like judge us within like
Yeah.
a couple minutes.
So there's like good judgment and bad judgment,
Yeah.
right? Like
I-
you can judge somebody in a good light, and then you could judge someone in a bad light.
Yeah. Yeah. I agree. Going back a little bit, you're saying like you have some friends you'll never like open up to a lot. And I'm the same way. Like there's definitely some people I won't like share everything with. And I can't remember who told or where I heard this, but they were like, Skylar, you'll have a lot of different friends in your life, but you'll have like your 3-minute friends, the ones I don't know, you see at some activity. You say hi to them, you chat, you talk, you catch up, and it's like, great, you're friends. But it's like maybe they're not people you vibe with a lot, or maybe they're not people you want to like spend a lot of time around.
Mm-hmm.
And so those are your 3-minute friends, and they're like, you have your 3-hour friends, the ones you'll, I don't know, go out to dinner or go out to, I don't know, go golfing or whatever it may be. And those are like your better friends, the ones that, you can spend a good amount of time around. They don't like tear you down or anything, but maybe not people you want to spend much more than that with. And then you have your 3-day friends, your friends that you're like really close to, you share everything with, and you can spend 3 days with them and not get sick of them, not get sick of their attitude or their opinions, or they lift you up. And I don't remember where the saying comes from, but it's like you're the average of the 5 people you spend the most time around. And I found that to be so true around, like I even noticed like things I've changed in the last like couple months because of the people I've been around. And all like nothing negative. I feel like it's all been good stuff. But yeah, and yeah, it's just like be very picky about who your 3-day friends are. Even your 3-hour friends, be pretty picky on that, I would say. Because like if you're picking, like let's say you want to get in shape, like you have a goal to get a 6-pack, and you have a group of like 5 friends that are all out of shape, they don't mind going, or they don't like going to the gym, they're eating out a lot. If you hang out with them, you will probably never get that 6-pack. Not saying you can't do it by being their friends, but they will not be there to support you in going to the gym, because they might want to go out and get burgers with the guys, and that's maybe the same time you're gonna want to go to the gym. They're gonna be like, no, skip the gym. Like, that's not important, because to them it's not important. Like, it's like, whatever, your body's fine, but they're just not gonna be there to support you. They're not gonna be there to walk
Right.
through that goal with you, because that's just not who they are. So I think it's one of the, I don't know, most important things about friends is be very picky, because whoever they are, you'll be the average of that by like default. At least that's my opinion.
No, I like that a lot. I like that a lot. I can see that, you know.
Like, you're around some friends and they just like get you excited about
Yeah,
life,
yeah.
and you're like, man, let's go, right?
They're juiced about everything,
Uh-huh.
and you can't do anything but just be juiced as well.
Exactly.
You know?
Uh-huh. Or people that walk in the room and you just like, it's like, man, so and so's here. How the freak you doing?
Yeah, no, straight up.
So like, I feel like surrounding yourself with those kind of people, because they're going to change the way you feel. And most of the actions we take, I think, is based on how we feel. And so you want to be around people that make you feel motivated, make you feel good, people who will support you.
Yeah, it's like that. How's it go? It's like, it's not what you know, it's who you know.
Yeah.
You know, like,
Mhm. Or talk about college, how it's not about like the grades I don't know, something like the grades you get, it's the hands you shake. It rhymes. There's some way it rhymes really well.
yeah.
I don't know what it is.
But I mean, it's true. I mean, networking, communicating, like that's a huge skill, like to have, to be able to talk to people and to like relate with people and communicate with people. Like, you meet those people and you become friends with people like that are in higher places or bigger, better, stronger, healthier places than you are. Like, you'll get there eventually.
Mm-hmm.
Like, someone's bound to pick you up, you know?
Right.
And I don't know, like go ahead.
Yeah, I was just gonna say that, like, I don't know, I can't remember who said this, but it's like, man, if your 5 best friends are millionaires, man, they are gonna push you to be one too. Like, not even on sometimes not even on purpose, but it's like you're just gonna see what they're like, the choices they're able to have because of the money, and like how they're able to give abundantly because they have money. And you're just gonna
they help people out.
Yeah, you're gonna just catch, like, it's contagious. You're just gonna catch that mentality.
Yeah, I read a book called The Go-Giver.
Mm-hmm.
Super good book.
I've heard of it. I haven't read it.
Super simple. Like, it's like 100 pages. Like, you can read it. I think I read it in about 3 hours.
So it'd probably take me 3 days. But
I started reading it. No, you can read it faster than that.
Probably could.
Never know. So what's that word? Cat. You know.
K-A-T.
No, but super good book. It's about this guy. He's a businessman, and he is failing. Like, he's about to lose company. He's not making his quota. Like, they're gonna take him out. He's gonna get fired from his position. But there's this guy that everybody knows, super successful, and he's like, someone's like, well, why don't you go talk to him? It's like, go find out his secrets. So he goes talk to this guy. He knocks on his door, and he goes and meets this guy. Who's big house. He has like people, like waitresses, like people working for him in his house, maids and stuff, and like cleaners and whatever. And he goes and meets this guy, and he starts talking to him, and he's like, well, come to me tomorrow and we'll talk again. He's like, really? He's like, really? All I want is to know what you got. I want to know how you do it. And he's like, well, if you want to know, then you have to come back tomorrow. And he's like, okay. And so he goes back the next day, and then he starts telling him his secrets, and he's like, okay, well, we're going to go across town tomorrow and meet this other guy. And then they go across town to meet this other guy. And they end up meeting a series of people throughout this thing. But his whole principle was like, he's like, I'm where I'm at today because of what I've given. He's like, you give a little to get a little. And I've been saying that before I read the book, but And he's like, if you want to succeed, you need to help people out. Like, give, be their friends, like, be genuine about it, help them out. And then when you need help, like, people will be there for you. He's like, it's a two-way thing being successful. It's not alone, you're not a lone ranger when you're a successful person.
Right.
When you're wealthy, when you're rich, when you have a huge company, like, you never do it alone. It's always with the help of other people. He's like, go and give, be their friends, and like actually be interested in their life. And then when you need help, like, they'll be there for you. And that's what friends are, I think. Like
Yeah.
super, super simple book, but like super easy to read. Really profound story, short story. But it taught me that like the friends you keep, like the friends you get, like they matter.
Yeah.
And this guy ended up changing everything he did. And like now he's like, he was able to save his company, save his spot, started to sell things because he was giving rather than trying to take. And it was pretty crazy. It's like my mom used to always tell me when I was a kid, well, just all of us in my family. She's like, when you help someone up a ladder, you're getting closer to the top yourself. And like, man, the older I get, I'm like, that's so true.
So true.
So true.
That's awesome. Yeah, I believe that to be 100%. Like whatever we send out there to other people, our thoughts or, whatever it may be, I think it comes back like tenfold.
Yeah.
Like if you're mean to people, it'll come back to you. People being mean, like, because let's say if I'm mean to someone, they're probably not gonna like.
They don't want to be your friend.
Well, one, they won't be your friend, but they're probably gonna
You know?
talk to people about that. Be like, Skylar's such a jerk. He did this, and then be like, oh man, I didn't know Skylar was like that. And then they, gossip spreads way faster than the truth, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so, I don't know. I just feel like no matter what we do, it'll come back. Like I have a friend. He's the coolest guy you will ever meet. Makes everyone feel good. He walks in the room. You can't help but smile because he's like, what the heck? Like,
Mhm.
such a cool guy. And before I just realized this, but before he meets like any one of my friends or something, I'll be like, man, you're gonna meet Baruch. He's like so cool. He's so like chill, and he's just a really genuine guy.
You hype him up for Brooke.
Yeah, for Baruch. Yeah,
And then he comes in and then
yeah, and yeah, I think whatever we are, it just ripples out, and it'll come back to us. So totally agree with that. But also, like, I hate it when people are like, I'm a self-made guy, self-made this, self-made that. And I don't think that's ever true.
no.
Like, first off, someone gave birth to you. Second off, you probably used a laptop or a phone at some point and that connected you to other people
Daggone.
and someone taught you something like or you have like people helping you out. Like some people maybe working in a business you're creating or whatever. And yeah, definitely I don't believe in that self-made person. I think big dreams take like big teams, and if you don't have a team or people behind
like
you
that.
helping you out, you're not going to get anywhere. So
Yeah, I like that. Big dreams take big teams.
yeah,
That's pretty good.
have you ever had to cut a friend out of your life, and if so, why?
Yeah. Yeah, definitely had to.
Yeah,
I think it's just, I don't know. Like,
it's hard.
oh, it's super hard. I mean, especially when you care about him,
Yeah,
but it's like when they're going in a complete opposite direction that you're going in your life, like, I don't know. Like, I want to do great things with my life, but like there's a lot of people that I know that I was friends with that don't want to do that, and that I don't like not like them, but it's not healthy for me to be around that. Does that make
Right.
sense?
mm-hmm.
Like, I don't want to. I'm trying to think of an example of somebody that I know that have done that. I don't know. Do you have anybody in your life that you've done that?
Yeah,
Maybe you can kind of just like spark and help me remember,
totally.
because I know I have. I just don't think about it.
Right.
It's not something you generally think
Yeah,
about.
the question just came into mind. I was like,
Yeah.
I feel like this is like
good
a good thing
question.
because I think sometimes it is necessary to cut friends out of your life, especially if they're, I don't know, if they're toxic, if they gossip. Because if they gossip around you, they're gonna gossip if they're gonna gossip with you, they'll gossip about you. And I don't know, there's so many other things. Maybe they blame you for like being late or or whatever. But I think sometimes if they're not helping you move forward, they're holding you back. I don't think anything can just stand into like a nothing can just stand still. So like if you think of stagnant water, it eventually like it starts to grow nasty or like bugs come in or whatever. Like anything that sits still usually deteriorates or gets worse. So anyways, I feel the same with friends. They're either helping you move forward or they're holding you back. So it's important to cut them out sometimes. But I had a couple friends who I met over the last year and super cool people. And I invested a lot of time into them. And then they kind of like just stopped talking to me out of the blue. I was like, what the freak? Why? And anyways, I didn't find out for like a long time after that. So they kind of cut me out first. But after I figured out why, because like they talk to me every so often. But I was like, okay, if that's why we were friends and you're not interested in being friends unless I give you this, then I'm good. And so recently I decided, I'm like, you know what? I'm cutting them out. Like if I see them, I'll be nice and like I'll say hi and whatnot. But I know they're not necessarily like I'm sure they'll congratulate me if they see me win, but I think they're not really there to support me in anything.
Right. Yeah,
So,
I think
and it sucks, but
yeah.
it's whatever.
It really does suck. I don't think that. I mean, I don't think true friends like have expectations
All right.
for the other. You know,
Mm-hmm.
like I feel like expectations can set us up to failure. When you're expecting someone to be a certain way, you can't count on that. And that's something I've struggled with my whole life. Is like I have high expectations for myself, and I often put expectations on somebody else. And I'm like, you need to be this way, or else I can't be with you. You know, I can't. I mean, it bleeds into like my dating, it bleeds into my friends. Like, and then I find myself making unreal expectations for somebody else who I don't really know. You know, I don't have their heart, I don't have their mind. What right do I have to make their goals for them? You know?
Right.
And then I find myself just getting frustrated. And I think that real friends, they like they want you to like. I want my friends. I want you to succeed, right, Skylar?
Mm-hmm.
Like I want you to grow and be like this beast of a man.
Thanks, man.
But like, I don't expect you to be any other. Like, I don't know. I don't have these crazy high expectations for you to act a certain way.
Yeah.
You know, it's like I'm not.
Well, let's talk about that a little bit more because I might have a little different of opinion. So let's talk about
Let's
that.
do it, bro.
So like, my true friends, like I agree with you totally. Like I used to project my standards of living and my goals and how I think life was supposed to go onto other people. I would do that a lot, and I'm still working on not doing that as much, but I've definitely gotten a lot better. And I don't think that's right.
Mhm.
But I do have, I don't know, like I do have some sort of expectation for my friends to one, care about me, but two, to like if I'm doing something weird and my friends are just like, all right, Skylar's making this kind of decision again, like, or
Oh,
he's doing
yeah.
this dumb thing. Like, I freaking expect my friends
Oh,
to
yeah.
call me out on my
Oh, I agree with
BS,
you.
you know, and to like, don't be the kind of friend that will say what I need to hear, regardless of how it'll make me feel.
Yeah, I
Like,
guess you're. Yeah, I think I'm wrong. That sounds.
well,
That's right.
I
No,
think I think you're right. Like, I think we're both right. We're just kind
Uh-huh.
of mixing them together.
Yeah. No,
But-
I mean, I think. No, yeah, I think you're right in that aspect. I was looking more to like a. I don't know. It's
like standards.
yeah, like standards and stuff.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah, because I don't know.
that's true. Because I mean, that's what I want. You know.
Yeah, I want friends to be like,
that.
Skylar, when you wear that, you look like crap and no one's going to take you seriously. But if I think, like, I want friends to just
Yeah.
like say,
To be raw with you.
yeah, be raw
be
with you.
gritty.
Like, Skylar, when you talk to this person this way, it makes them feel like this. And I'm like, oh, really? I had no idea. Like, I want people to be like totally honest and like even like say what needs to be said at the expense of the relationship in a way.
Right.
Like, I don't know. But I think it's also important to not be offendable, be unoffendable.
Yeah.
Because if you're unoffendable, then your true friends can say
Whatever.
what you need to hear
Yeah.
without the worry of you taking it personal and thinking they're a jerk for saying whatever they
Yeah.
just did.
That's a huge thing. I got this. that just reminded me. I mean, I brought this book with me, but it's called
Yeah.
How to Win Friends and Influence People. I feel like no one heard about it, and then I moved to Utah, and everyone's heard about it and read it,
Yeah.
and everyone's like, "Oh, you're reading that book?" And I'm like, "What? I don't know. It's a good book, you know."
It's a good book.
Um, I've known about it for most of my life, but because my mom, she'd always tell me my grandfather passed away when I was like 2. So I didn't really know him, but I guess he always had like a pocket version of this book in his coat, wherever he went, he had one. And so I've always been intrigued to read it. And then like a year and a half ago, 2 years ago, I decided to go find it, and I found it, and I started reading it. And I understood pretty quickly why he had it with him all the time. Like you go back to my hometown and you talk about my grandfather, like everybody knows him. And it's been over 20 years, and everybody knows him and is very fond of him. Like I haven't met a single person that knows him that hated him or that had something bad to say or negative about him. And I guess he's like lived by this book. But as I read this book, I mean, it just talks about how to treat people, like how to win them to you. Like you treat somebody with respect, you're gonna get it back. But it's also being like there's things you can do to convince people to be your friend, that you want it to be your friend. Like there's more you can do than just like being nice.
Yeah.
Like the way you think, the way you talk, the words you use, like everything. Like it kind of breaks it all down. And it's super good. It's by Dale Carnegie. Let me see if I'll just flip to, I have a bunch of stuff marked. I have this one taped off. Let's see what chapter that's under.
Yeah.
It's under principle 4. I don't know. Oh, this principle, it's principle 4, begin in a friendly way. I'll read this thing I have underlined. Must be important let's see, it says, years ago when I was a barefoot boy walking through the woods to a country school out in northwest Missouri, I read a fable about the sun and the wind. They quarreled about which was stronger, and the wind said, "I'll prove I am. See the old man down there with the coat? I bet I can get his coat off of him quicker than you can." So the sun went behind a cloud, and the wind blew it until it was almost a tornado. But the harder it blew, the tighter the old man clutched his coat to him. Finally, the wind calmed down and gave up, and the sun came out from behind the clouds and smiled kindly on the old man. Presently, he mopped his brow and pulled off his coat. The sun then told the wind that gentleness and friendliness were always stronger than fury and force. So, like, those are the things it like teaches us, and it's like, do you think? I mean, I don't know. I guess reading that, like, I don't think the old man liked the tornado.
Right.
He probably hated the tornado, you know, but he loves the sun.
Yeah.
He just took off his coat because it was hot.
Right. Yeah, it's like, I don't know, just I have a lot of thoughts going on in my head right now and I can't sort them out.
I mean, how do you make friends? Like,
I don't have friends.
Oh,
I'm just
man,
kidding.
That's rough.
I'm still learning like how to do this, but like I feel like in the last year, if I think about the friends I made, one, it's just have a good energy. You know, I feel like when I'm doing good things and I feel good about myself, I carry around a good energy. If
Yeah.
I'm smiling and just being friendly to people, I think that's step one. And then from there, just it really does. It takes time. Got to be around people often. I feel like the people I'm better friends with that I see often are the ones that, I don't know, like we play volleyball Wednesday nights. And it's the people that are there that I probably wouldn't normally go up to and be like, "Hey, what's up? What's your name? Let's be friends." But I'm closer to those people because I spend time around them. So I think if someone's out there like wanting to make new friends or find new friendships, it's like you gotta get out there. You gotta do things you maybe aren't used to doing or maybe don't want to do.
Yeah.
But like, if you want to make new friends, you got to do new things.
Right.
Because if you keep doing what you're doing, you're going to just have the same friends.
What is it? Denzel Washington said something like, to have something you've never had, you have to do something you never did,
Yeah.
or something like that.
And it's so simple. And I feel like people don't get that. Like, if you want like anything to change in your life, your money, relationships, um, I don't know, anything. If you want to acquire something you don't have, you got to do something
Got to
new.
change.
Yeah, you got to level
Change.
up.
Got to level up.
Yeah.
That's true. No, I agree. I feel like I say this a lot, but it's just hard. Like
Yeah.
it's easier said than done, and it's hard and it takes work, like everything does. And I don't think there'll be a podcast or a day that goes by that I probably won't say that because it's true.
Easier said than done.
Yeah, no, it's hard.
Oh yeah, it is hard.
Yeah,
But what's also really hard is being alone,
yeah,
no friends. So choose your hard. You know, do you want the hard of not having anyone to connect with, to, I don't know, go out and do fun things, or do you want to go out there and be vulnerable, try new things, do that hard? You know, it's like pick your battles. What do you
yeah.
want?
And I guess ultimately, the hard you choose will eventually get easier.
Mm-hmm.
So you
Yeah.
choose, you choose the hard choice to be alone, to do nothing, and just by yourself. Eventually, that will be second nature.
Yeah.
But you choose the opposite hard and go make new friends and change your life and the things that you're doing to meet different people. That will eventually get easier as well. So I like that. Choose your hard.
Yeah. Because, yeah, the 45-pound dumbbell don't get lighter. You just get stronger. You get more used to it.
Yep.
So, yeah. Where, anything else we want to talk
I
about?
don't know. Like,
Feeling pretty good?
Yeah, I guess to recap, like, pick your friends, like, pick them wisely.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if you got bad friends, I mean, I don't know if you do or not, because I mean, I don't really,
How would
you know,
someone know
but-
if they have bad friends that are holding them back? You know? So like
I don't know. Like, think about where you want to go.
yeah.
Like, if, like, think about your goals, like where you want to go with your life, what you want to accomplish. And if your friends aren't helping you do that, are they good friends? Are they, I don't know.
Yeah, no, I totally agree with that. Know where you want to go. Because if you don't know where you want to go, one, you're already there.
Like, know yourself before you, I don't know. Know
Yeah.
yourself
No.
before you know others.
Yeah, I think the better you know yourself, where you want to go, then one, the faster you can get there way faster. And you'll be able to identify the people in your life who will support you in that.
Mm-hmm.
And like just because someone doesn't want to go become a race car driver like you do, this is an example, by the way, but just because they don't want to do that with you doesn't mean they're not a good friend or they won't
Right.
support you in that. But just know they're not going to show up with you to the track every day to learn whatever drills you got to do.
Right. No,
Yeah.
I agree. So, yeah,
Yeah.
like, know who you are and then see where you want to go. And if your friends aren't helping you get there, or they're dragging you down in the opposite direction, or in a direction you really don't want to take, like, I mean, I would ask you to consider, like, changing them, like,
Mhm.
seeing what you can do. And I mean, it's going to be hard, but there's people everywhere.
Yeah,
There's like
there's
8 billion, almost 8 billion people on the planet. Like, and those 3 people, there's almost just 3 shy of 8 billion more people you can choose from to help you get there,
Yeah, and
That's a lot of people.
I can hear someone listening to this right now saying, okay, but like I live here, this is where I live, and there's no one around. I don't know how to like connect with people. Well, if you go on Facebook, there are events that happen every single day. There are groups for every category, anything you'd possibly be interested in. Go check that out. Like you can find so many people to connect with that way, or I don't know, even just type in hashtag. Like if I want to meet someone who likes to go snowboarding, I'll just type in hashtag Utah snowboarding or something like that.
Mhm.
And people have posted something with that, and I'll be like, hey, what's up? How did you like this? Or, there's
Yeah.
so many ways to connect with people, and the
Yeah.
internet makes that very easy.
I joined a tennis group when I moved here, and just because I liked playing tennis and I wanted to get out and play it, and I was like, I knew nobody, so I joined a group, and I would meet random people, like every other week, and go play tennis, and I would leave, and some days I was like, man, he was a cool guy, like good group of people. Like one time we got a group of like 12 people, and it was awesome. We were on a couple courts and played tennis for a couple hours, and it was fun.
Yeah. See, it's that
Like-
easy. And the coolest part is if you join a group of something you're interested in, you're only going to meet people who are also interested in that.
Right.
Like-minded individuals.
Yeah, you already have some
Something in common.
camaraderie there
Yeah.
to kind of base your relationship off of.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. There's a lot of ways to do it. Okay. Anything else?
No.
You feeling?
Pick your
Cool.
friends wisely.
Pick them wisely because it
Yeah.
will define the rest of your life.
Yeah, I guess the one last thing before I guess we end it, but I would say meeting Skylar and like deciding to do this been like a huge step for me because it's something I've always wanted to do. And had I not had a friend that wanted to do the same thing, Skylar, I mean, I don't think I'd be doing it right now.
I probably wouldn't
And
be.
it's like, and I don't like, I mean, I'm grateful for it because I mean, this has been like a dream of mine to just get my voice out there in some way, shape, or form
Mm-hmm.
for years, and then to meet someone who wanted to do the same exact thing, like you just wanted to do. I was like, there's no way, like,
Yeah.
and I don't know. I look forward to doing this all the time. Like I think about it all the time. And had I not known or met somebody or went out and had that fire like we did, or met you and like opened my mouth to talk to you, like this would never happen.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. And like I've known you for over 6 months. And
Yeah.
I had no idea this was like kind of stuff you liked and were into and wanted to do with your life until I don't know, a month or two ago.
Yeah. No, me
And
too.
so give people a chance. Go like I think the sooner you can get deeper with someone and like open up to them, the better. But like also like use your personal judgment.
Yeah.
Like, you can kind of tell when people like you can feel people's intentions and who they are before they like not all the time. That people have definitely screwed me over. I did not see that coming, but
Yeah.
it's I feel like sometimes it's hard to hide who we really are.
Yeah, for sure. Well,
So
if that's it, I think we kind of covered it all.
I think
know,
so.
Well, thanks for joining us for this episode, guys. On this episode of Friends. So we hope that you guys, when you listen to this, you're thinking with us. I mean, we try to keep these as candid as we can because I feel like that's where power comes from. Like there's a lot of power in being candid and like speaking your mind when it comes up. So we hope you guys are kind of thinking with us throughout these episodes. And like always, we always want your feedback. If you have anything to share.
Yeah.
And,
feedback, give us a review. Feel free to reach out to us on social media.
Yeah. I just made an Instagram, so it's a huge step for me.
Yeah.
I have no profile picture yet or any posts. But follow me there. I think it's Atomic Bastion.
Yeah. Mine's if you look up the Skylar B, yeah, you'll find me. Skylar Beitendorp. I think there's only one Skylar Beitendorp out there. So usually pretty easy to find if you search that in on social media platforms. But yeah.
Sweet. Well, thanks for joining in, guys. Until next time, we'll see you later.
See ya.